All right, welcome. This is AllMinucOne. My name is Bill, and today I just want to bring you a video and just overlay some commentary on it. The video is called In Shadow. I happened to see this just last night and found it to be quite amazing because it represents this Jungian perspective of the world, this deeper spiritual perspective, this perspective of the soul crushing nature of modernity. And when I speak often about people not essentially digging into their deeper selves, this video illustrates much of the reasons why. So, with that, I am going to hit play here and I'll be talking a little bit as we go. Now, that is a singularity that has differentiated into three individual parts, and those parts will be mind, body, and spirit. That is our oneness with God, that is our likeness within the image of God. And this, of course, is an eye, which is the window to the soul. And the soul nature here, it looks like, coming out is this very cubed earth. And with that, this cube nature being inorganic, we see this crazy city. And the title shot in shadow. This is really interesting because normally in hierarchies there would be a pyramid, but in modern day we have a flat and a skyscraper. And these people inside worshiping this cube. And this cube is what imprisons your mind. And take note of the little black spot inside of him. How small it is. This little black spot representing a soul, I'm more than certain. How people are piled on top of each other. A man carrying his house, his mortgage on his back, the other loving his car. These people, their heads are disconnected from their bodies. Their minds shattered. These people are upside down, floating. They're not grounded. And the persona, the mask we put on for society that takes us over. Oh, and all the drinking and partying and the emptiness, the debauchery, searching for love and never truly finding it. Finding love in your persona and your emptiness, but the inner child isn't filled. And this shows the chakras. And of course, the child being vaccinated. But vaccinated to what? Vaccinated to life, perhaps? To being their true self? The evil sucks it out of them, and they're being marched along like lemmings off a cliff. And the pills to make you feel better. They medicate you and indoctrinate you so that you will be an easy slave for war. The politicians appearing as angels, but really they're for profit. And there we have the puppet media spitting out their virus as it's plugged into the back of their head. Here we have Miley and all of her whatever and other celebrities that are completely empty and vapid and yet choked by the collars and led along by a leash. The movie director who's clutching on to his award. His hands are tied, his brain is open, and someone is spewing in the back of his mind. This man trying to develop his soul, but he's being distracted. And all these people willing to be distracted, enslaving themselves, sitting across from each other, able to talk, but connecting through a phone. playing video games, of course, so you get the kids early. They don't know the realities. Shattered brains, narcissism in the background of evil. We have women who are being capitalistic, which I'm not against capitalism, but materialistic. We have women being putting on makeup at the expense of animals. Of course, just the fashion world. And behind that persona, a fractured person. We have big men on steroids. They're just little babies inside. And then the me culture. Look at me. Look at me. Look at what I did. Look at my stuff. Look at me. Look at everything. And then these people, the Antifa type, who were shattered. Yet we're all just pigs connected in. Big fat pigs in cages. Like cattle to the slaughter. Yet we gorge ourselves, right? And then the apple from the tree of knowledge. The tree of knowledge is the within the technocracy. Or maybe it's just the apple being socially engineered, or maybe it's both. And that's the beauty of artistry and art, as it can be deep on so many levels. And of course, if you have a problem, take a pill. Take a pill. With that behind the back handshake. Yeah, it'll make you feel better. Yeah, rush toward your pills. Of course, it's sad that people do this to their children. And then, these doctors themselves, they're in the box. Awards and money to keep you in the box. And all the backhand handshakes, the politicians stealing and plundering from each other, the rat race. This fat cat's chewing up his own people. Taking money, the two-faced, from an old lady, giving it to the cop, giving it to the arms dealer, and war. Drugs, the addicts, but who's behind it? Who controls it? Money laundering. Robbing you and pretending to give you money all at the same time, while they laugh. People, I'm not sitting here saying, I'm not black-pilled per se, but there are definitely realities to this. Those that try to speak up are imprisoned. Those are the old ties, the old partnerships. And we see these people yoked. They're in their chains. They become the modern family. And yet, that's fallen apart with only the boy left. And this gangster culture. This hedonism again. And yet he's choked by his own hedonism, his own wealth. Black versus white race wars. It's all engineered. People keeping each other silent. Those behind the scenes keeping others silent. Those that they're being manipulated like puppets by their phones and outraged. And this person, shackled, fractured, fed nothing but media. People blind, crying out to give me. Two politicians, the same mind though, one red, one white. The false dichotomy of left versus right. All the while, those at the top, they ride you. And they laugh. We know what that's about right there. It's terrible. In your little cage, in your cube, letting the media dictate what you think, all the propaganda that they spew out, because you don't realize, because you haven't worked on yourself. And this is all of society now holding up those above them. You see, even though it seems that their souls are bigger, they have much more blackness, that they are nothing really, right? We see that. And here above, we go to what they really are, and that is wretches. Wretches willing to take advantage of you and putting on a persona and pushing that persona onto you. And all of that is this right here. Holding up the government, holding up who has the guns. We could say the military-industrial complex. Perhaps it's not that for every person. Perhaps it's not that for every politician. But we could go back to 1984 and think about how they were constantly at war. The United States hasn't been much different, has it? Society shattering. Before that, the family. People falling into chaos. Personas breaking. Everything shattering. And this is where you have to go to. It's people fighting and fracturing. And now this man who was once in charge is naked. He's been exposed. But once you understand this, you can understand this. You can't take it with you. And as they spew their evil out, their darkness, you can go one or two ways. You can kill that persona, or you can go deeper. You can look at the anima and the animus, the male and the female inside, and you see they're in water, and they're going towards the surface. They're coming up, breaking the mask, breaking every layer, differentiating themselves, entering the deeper self, the spirit. There's the mandala that Jung started studying the collective unconscious because of, and the dragon, that shadow inside. And all of a sudden, the heart explodes. He becomes enlightened. He becomes himself, integrated, true, real, authentic. And from that, he has a connection with God. And he is reborn from the ashes like a phoenix. And now it's the female. And they are united. Complementary as it is to be, not divided. And all of their ancestry, all of the collective unconscious before, gets funneled into that innocent child, and behind it the tree of life. And finally, having gone through all that, the eyes are open, and you can truly see. Now, maybe you didn't appreciate this. I really did. I thought it was a fantastically brilliant piece of art. And I'm going to link it so you all can look at it. And this is just a visual of all the things that I've been speaking about over the last week or two or three that I've been doing these videos. And I'm very happy and proud to share these things with you. So with that, my friends, my name is Bill, and this is AllMinucOne. I wish you all well, and have a good evening.